Hey, 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 this is Mark Gassert coming from you live. Peachtree Corners, Georgia, peachiest place on the planet. You better believe it. Back from a little, you know, Thanksgiving holiday celebration, and that's kind of cool. I imagine some of us were sitting with some turkeys. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We all have that Uncle Joe from Nova Scotia. We don't really groove on, but we act like we care about him. But you know what? Thanksgiving is about gratitude, being grateful. And, I am not going to be totally delving into that subject matter tonight, but something near and dear to my heart we're going to talk about here in a second. With that, wouldn't it be nice since the holidays are coming up? Just think about this. Shouldn't every day be Thanksgiving? One, two, Christmas is coming up, right? And I hate saying this, but sometimes people come across false, phony during the holiday season. Some, not all. And, I try and stay true to the course and do what I need to do and be who I am. And I'm grounded. I know who I am. I know where I derive from, my foundation. Wayne and Betty Gassert. That's what I'm all about. I'm just Mark's boy out there doing his thing. With that, we're going to talk about something that really, really, really kind of impressed upon me by a young man here. I'm going to share a pic or two. This gentleman right here, okay, and this one right here. Okay. Two shots here of this gentleman. I'll take it off. Yeah, that's my son. And he was reading a book. When you go to college, I guess you go there to learn a thing or two. This book I picked up, it's called The Five Dysfunctions of a Teen. It's really a cool book. And the author, Patrick Lencioni. And what this essentially is a leadership fable. But I love what he talks about. It's a beautiful thing, a beautiful thing, a beautiful thing. And what we're going to do is talk about these five dysfunctions. Now, within the dysfunctions, it's kind of interesting. You can take it to, everybody likes to win, right? So everybody wants to be here, right? But how do you get there? And like I say, yeah, I know who that guy is. That's George Allen. And that was the late great George Allen with the Washington team there. At that time known as the Redskins. Excuse me for not being politically correct, but that's what the team was back then. So, what am I getting at? What am I talking about? Mark, where are you going with this? Could it be, the five dysfunctions of a team? So, we're going to talk about it and let's delve into some of these dysfunctions and what people like and dislike about it. So, dysfunction number one, absence of trust. Now, with this, when I talk about these things, this could pertain to a family unit, a business, an organization, any sporting team out there. But when you break it down its purest form, and I'm going to refer to the book every now and then, but team members who are not generally open with one another about mistakes and weaknesses. Everybody wants to say engage, right? Well, here it is. Make it possible to build that foundation of trust. Some people are afraid to, reveal thy true self, as I say, and it's okay. And they get in a setting and they clam up. And man, I totally dig it. I love engagement and I love controversy, not to the point when you're killing one another in your argument, but I just really welcome differences of opinions. I think they're fantastic. There is no right or wrong. So it says here, the failure to build trust, okay, is damaging because it sets the tone for the second dysfunction. And we're going to get to that, my brothers and sisters. And that second one is fear of conflict. Why are we afraid of conflict? What the hell is the big idea about conflict? Excuse me for getting intense, but I am very impassionate about this subject matter my son shared with me, and we have a comment. Hey, Ken Walls, what's up? Thanks for hopping on board here. And by the way, I'm going to give a shout out here, Mr. Ken Walls, to Robert Brooker, man. Grow Live Academy. It's a beautiful thing. So thank you for giving me a shout out here, Ken. If you want to share it, go for it. But some folks are afraid of fear of conflict. Man, I'll welcome it. I love it. I know that sounds sick about me, but it's not. It's a good thing, and you can learn from conflict. It's okay to have some conflict out there. I'm saying in a healthy format, okay? So if you don't have that, guess what else is going to happen if you cannot have a form of healthy conflict, right? So what it all boils down to is then that lack of commitment. Lack of commitment, man. Then there's that infamous word. Peachy, hello. All right, Tim. Hey, man, what's up, my brother? Good to see you. Thanks for hopping on board. And Ken, I didn't forget, Robert Brooker. Yes, he is a very deserving dude. Now, there's a guy, Robert Brooker, in my book, he would like thrive on this stuff. 5 dysfunctions of a team. And when I say that, he wouldn't be inhibited, man. Get involved. And some people are afraid. So if you're not willing to, engage, you have an absence of trust, what I just mentioned, you have fear of conflict. Now, guess what else it leads into? Lack of commitment. And look who it is, the specialty man, Robert Brooker, the giver, the live stream meister. Robert, congrats, man, on the Grow Live Academy. You are very deserving of that, my brother. Very deserving. And keep giving the shout outs. We greatly appreciate you and all the shout outs you give. So then we get into another subject, like I was saying, lack of commitment. So what that means is there's avoidance. Guess what this will lead up to? Now, I'm just sharing some stuff from this book, right? Because I really groove on some of this stuff Lancione's talking about. This is the one I love, avoidance of accountability. You ever look in the mirror, and Ken kind of shared this with me with Goggins, can't hurt me. If you need to go check this gentleman out, David Goggins, but he talks about the accountability mirror. You ever look in the mirror and say, man, I'm fat, and I do that to myself. Or, hey, Mark, you sucked at that. You can do better than that. Now, that's just me talking to me, not beating myself up. But you know when you do good, you know when you do bad. And you've got to be accountable to you. I don't care if you're a mom, you're a dad, you know, um, entrepreneur, CEO, CFO, whatever you want to title yourself, there comes a point in time where you got to stand up and be accountable and define who are you? What are you about, man? And we have another comment out here. What book are you talking about? Okay, Ken, I will bring it up again. Since I'm rapid storming, it's called The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. And how I got this book was through my son. It's amazing what they teach in college. He had to take a course on leadership, and this is one of the books they recommended they read. It's really a cool book. It's very simple read, but Patrick Lancione is the author. It's what they call a leadership fable. It's not true, but he talks about different things, and that is the book. Very cool book. You can check them out. You can Google them, and I'll show it again. So where was I? Accountability, yes. So without committing a clear plan of action, right? Even though most of us focus and driven people often hesitate to call their peers on actions that they don't appreciate. Some of us are afraid to do that. I'm okay with that. He has an amazing book called Getting Naked. Yes, Ken. Oh, see, you can't get anything by Mr. Walls here, and that's why he is the virtual king, the creator of content. I've read multiple times. Yes. That one I haven't read multiple times, Ken, but you know what? That's a great point. And thank you for bringing that up, sir. So, and it is Patrick Lencioni. And I figured you, of all people, would know this. There's not a book Ken probably hasn't read. So, where was I at here? I digress. But I got to give my shout outs. So, we're talking about this word here, accountability, and some people have a problem with it. David Goggins talks about the accountability mirror, and looking at it, and some folks struggle with that, others don't. But when to thine own self be true, and I know what I do and don't do, and when I do it, and you just got to own up to it. What else do we got here? Look at Ken. I used to give it to all my salespeople. Hey man, you are cool, very cool, Ken. You ought to start giving out your own books, man. Breaking Walls. That's a great book, too, by the way. If anybody hasn't read Ken's book, get it. There's a lot of truth, wisdom, knowledge in that book. But thank you, Ken, for sharing that. So, once we get past that accountability thing, this is the best one of all, right? Then it leads to inattention to results. And it's the fifth dysfunction, right? And when you talk about this dysfunction, it occurs when team members put their individual needs, here's that word, man, the ego thing, right? The career development thing, the recognition thing. It's about me. Maybe we ought to share this with some of our political astute wonders on Capitol Hill. They ought to read this book. And we've got two more comments. Getting Naked is a must read for anyone in sales. Thank you, Ken. And it's Miss Tammy. Hey, Tammy, how you been? Hopefully you had a very relaxing and enjoyable Thanksgiving. Tammy, haven't seen you prior to that, but I hope you sincerely did with your family and friends. And what we're talking about here, Tammy, is a book, and I'll share it again. The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team by Patrick Lencioni. And he's written various, what I call leadership fable type outlines. Ken was talking about a book, Getting Naked. I'll share that. A must read for anyone in sales. And if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Walls used to hand that out to his salespeople. So there you have it. So let's go through this again, just real quick. We'll just kind of do a little recap. So dysfunction number 1, absent of trust, right? That's number 1. And I'm going to come back and talk a little bit more about these, how you can work as a unit and overcome these. Fear of conflict. Man, there's one, right? Some people are really afraid of conflict, lack of commitment, and the infamous number 4, accountability, avoidance of accountability. And then number 5, inattention to results. And with all this, I'm just going to say, when you get involved in a team or you even look upon yourself, you got to stop worrying what other people think about you, man, and delve into some of these things. And look at that. Ken saying hi. Look at that. That's nice of Ken. See? And Mr. Ken is a giver. There's no two ways about it. Ken, I just want to say thank you again. And I know you texted me earlier, and yes, I'm still involved. And no, I love your coaching sessions. And by the way, since we're talking about dysfunctions of a team, maybe we ought to talk about this at one of our Grow Live Academy, coaching sessions. I know Ken could probably embellish it, to the nth degree. And that would be kind of fun to do. And we can talk about that because some people, are afraid to really engage. And, I love to do it because I know my shortcomings. And we all need to work on things, and no one has all the answers. And that is the one thing I will say about Ken Walls's Grow Live Academy. You're constantly learning. He brings in other people to help you out. Man, we ought to bring in this guy here, Ken, since you hand out enough of his books. Bring in Lancioni. Um, Look at that, my man, Benjamin Franklin Gay the Third. Now, this gentleman right here is the pride of Eastlake, a true Southern gentleman. And what can I say? Could this guy be classified as one of the greatest closers of all time? If you don't know who Ben Gay is, Google him. Closers one, two, three, and Ben's probably working on four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, and 10, and he's still making it happen. Thank you, Ben. I appreciate the thumbs up as always. You are a big inspiration, my man. You got a lot of things to say out there. But with all that, guys, even if you broke down people like a Grant Cardone, Jeffrey Gitomer, Ken Walls, Ben Gay, I could go on and on and on. There's probably some others I left out of there. Joe Soto, five dysfunctions of a team. I'm going to hold it up again. It's amazing what my son did for me here by giving me this book. I saw it laying on his desk. He said, "Yeah, Dad, check it out. It's really a cool book." And he writes very well, easy to read. So that's why I liked it, Keeps it on the third grade level. Look at that. Tammy Storm. Ben Gay is the man. Look at that. Ben, look, that's from Ken Walls to you, Ben. And then here we got Tammy saying hi to Ben. And if you didn't know it, if I'm not mistaken, Ben Gay, I believe that Mr. Tom Ginn's going to be talking to you soon. So I will definitely have to check that out. And the whole point of this, and excuse me for digressing and getting a little religious here, but wisdom, let us be attentive, brethren, right? And with Ken, what he throws at us every day and shares with us, that's what he's giving us bits and pieces of wisdom. Ben Gay, the same thing. Jeffrey Gitomer on his, daily 9:59, as I call it. He's sharing content, but most important of all, he's giving us that word I love to hang on to, and it's called hope. And there's nothing wrong with hope, man. Hope is a good thing. Hope is a great thing. And hope is something that we all need to latch on to. Stop looking behind you and beating yourself up what you did or didn't do. And that was the point of me coming on here to talk about these five dysfunctions. But most important of all, since we just finished up on Thanksgiving, how grateful I am that a lot of you people have touched my life that you have couldn't even imagine. I cannot believe I'm doing what I'm doing here, live streaming. I cannot believe the sales I'm making thanks to people like Ben Gay, Jeffrey Gitomer, Ken Walls, whoever you want to put in there. I mean, they're all helpful. Grant Cardone, all their books, all their wisdom, it's helped me grow and develop. So that's the point here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's everybody, help each other out, promote one another. And that's my theme as we propel ourselves into the yo ho ho holiday spirit. My question is, why can't it be like that every day? Why can't Monday, be like, yeah, magnificent Monday? And I was really looking forward to the day, and it turned out to be a magnificent day. It's all a matter of approach. And if you don't believe me, ask Mr. Walls. He is Mr. Livestream. Ken truly is, man. Ken, you should be teaching this thing in a college course. I don't, and all the major colleges and universities, your Go Live Academy. And then Glenn Morshower, he's a friend with that gentleman. I mean, I don't even know where to start with that. Glenn to me is like the voice of God, with his infamous wisdom. It's incredible what comes out of that man's mouth. And he truly is a man first and an actor second. And that's what I love about the guy. He is totally grassroots, buddy. So I ranted enough here on Mark's message. And just for the fun of it, that's five. There's four, avoidance accountability. There's three, lack of commitment. There's two, fear of conflict. And there's number one, absent of trust. Oh my goodness. And the name of the book for the last time is The Five Dysfunctions of a Team. And you heard it here live. Mark's message, the peachiest place on the planet, bar none. And with all that, I will give my shout outs to the Grow Live Academy that Ken Walls heads up. We're all students here and emerging sales winners. Hello, hello. The diehards, Megamind. I'll put a 2 cents in there for Megamind, and the latter group, the Megamind Pro. So, with that, remember, as always, as I say on Mark's message, be a leader, be a friend, be a service. I know I'm ranting. I can't help myself. Most important of all, as we approach the batter's box of life, yes, I'm going to do it. Together, if you and I, just like a batter when he's up at the plate, makes the appropriate approach, we will eventually shoot, knock it out of the park. Once again, this was Mark's message, Peachtree Corners, Georgia, the peachiest place on the planet. Thank you very much, all those that joined me. It was a plum pleasing pleasure to talk to you. As we propel into the holiday season, do think of others and give some more. And that's what it's all about. I will catch you tomorrow.